When you picture motocross, what comes to mind? For me, it's the roar of engines, the smell of gasoline. It's loud, it's powerful, and honestly, it's what we've all grown up with. But what if a brand new challenger just rolled onto the scene? A bike with all that power, maybe even more, but it was almost completely silent. So let's imagine for a second, what if a dirt bike could actually have superpowers? Like super strength, a genius level super brain, and of course, a high-tech supersuit. Because believe it or not, that is exactly what we're going to be looking at today. And here it is, folks. Meet the Stark Varg. Now, Varg is actually a Swedish word that means strong wolf. And trust me, this machine more than lives up to that name. But the very first thing you're going to notice, or, well, the first thing you won't notice, is the sound. Because its incredibly powerful electric motor is nearly silent. Okay, so let's jump right into its first superpower. Pure, unadulterated strength. We are talking about performance that doesn't just match the gas bikes. It blows right past them. Just look at that number, 80. The top model, the Stark Varg Alpha, churns out a mind-blowing 80 horsepower. Now, to give you some perspective, that's about 30% more power than your typical 450cc gas bike, which is already an absolute monster on the track. And it's not just about the horsepower either. This thing delivers double the torque. Now, torque is that instant, neck-snapping, let's-go feeling you get the second you twist the throttle. So having double the torque, it means this bike just explodes off the starting line like a rocket ship. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, it's powerful, but how long does that battery really last? Well, how about up to 6 hours of ride time on just one charge? That's pretty much the same as a full tank of gas on a regular dirt bike. And when it is time to charge up, you're back in business in only about 2 hours. So Stark actually gives you two flavors of the Varg. You've got the standard model, which packs a super respectable 60 horsepower, but if you want to go all out, the Alpha model is the one that unleashes that full 80 horsepower beast. And the really crazy part? Look at the weight. They both come in at a super lean 118 kilograms. All right, time for superpower number 2. This bike has a certifiable super brain. Seriously, it's not just one motorcycle. It's like having an entire garage packed with 100 different bikes, all squeezed into this one incredible machine. And get this, the dashboard isn't some clunky old screen. It's a fully working, super tough Android phone that just clicks right into place. This little device isn't just for showing your speed and battery, it is the command center for the entire motorcycle. Using the app on that phone, you can literally create and save over 100 different ride modes. It's like having the power to change from a quick, zippy little 125cc two-stroke into a big, brawny 450cc four-stroke just by tapping a few buttons. It's insane. And it's so easy to do. You just pop open the Stark app, move some sliders to tweak the power and how the engine braking feels, you save it, and you're good to go. You can even have 5 of your favorite settings ready to go, and you can switch between them while you're riding, right from a little button on the handlebar. So these are the big 4 settings you can play with. The power curve is basically how you get the power. Do you want it to be smooth and easy, or do you want it to hit like a bolt of lightning? Engine braking is how much the bike slows down when you let go of the throttle. You can make it coast like a bicycle or brake hard like a big gas bike. You can even mess with the flywheel effect and traction control to get the perfect feel and grip. It is total control. Every superhero needs a supersuit, right? Well, the Stark VRG is basically wearing one. It's built from some of the coolest, most advanced materials you can find, making it ridiculously light, but also unbelievably tough. So just how light are we talking? Well, at 118 kilograms, the Stark Varg has the single best power-to-weight ratio of any motocross bike you can buy, period. That means you have more power for every single kilo of bike you're throwing around the track. So how on earth did they get it so light and strong at the same time? It all comes down to the materials. We're talking carbon fiber, a special magnesium honeycomb case for the battery, aerospace-grade aluminum, high-strength steel. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you'd expect to see on a Formula One car, or maybe even a rocket. And when you really get up close, you can just see the quality. You can see the perfect weave of the carbon fiber. You can see how all the metal parts are engineered so precisely. Every single piece was designed for one thing, to be as light as possible and as strong as possible. Now here is one of the most brilliant parts of the whole design. On most bikes, you have a frame and you put a motor inside it. While on the Varg, the motor is actually part of the frame. It makes the entire structure stronger.
And that one simple idea is a massive reason why this bike has the lightest motocross frame in the entire world.
So the cool ideas don't stop with just the bike. Even the way it shows up at your house is pretty genius. As you can probably guess, this is not your typical cardboard box delivery.
The bike actually arrives strapped to this special pallet. And that metal stand it's sitting on, that's not just packing material. You lift the bike onto it and it becomes your workshop stand and the charger for the battery. How cool is that? So you just attach the handlebars, you pop on the front wheel, connect the battery, and boom. Just like that, the beast is built and it's ready to be unleashed. Pretty awesome, right? Okay, so we've talked about its super strength, its super brain, and its super suit. But like any good hero, the Stark Varg also has a mission. And that mission is to help us ride into a better, cleaner future. Remember the name, Stark? It's Swedish for strong. And that's really what their whole mission is about, to build strong products that are actually better than the old gas-powered stuff, while also helping cut down on CO2 emissions and plastic pollution. And the difference here is just massive. Your traditional gas bike is pumping out CO2 emissions and making a ton of noise. The Stark Varg, it has 0 emissions coming out of it. And it's so quiet you won't bother your neighbors. Just think about that. It could open up all kinds of new places to ride that used to be totally off limits. So there you have it, a bike that's stronger than a 450, smarter than any motorcycle that's ever come before it, and a whole lot kinder to the planet. It's silent, it's powerful, and it's clean, which really just leaves us with one last thing to think about. Is this the future of fun?